some stuff, you know, like this reversals, you know. This is like biblical. I've been saying laugh it up, you know, in all these videos, and now I finally do the reversal, and it's go to hell. What is the fucking chance of that? There is no chance. No, there's no chance. Just like the I am Satan that you pulled together, and you know, this goes deep now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dark Braun, King of Hell. I mean, come on. I've got a list of all this shit. Who's got a portfolio of this shit? You know what I mean? It's impossible. No, it's impossible.
Better. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's impossible. It's just like that last video I just uploaded with all those reversals, and that's not even all of them. You know what I mean? I left out a whole bunch of the biggest ones, like Lucy. I know you're inside of the Earth. I still haven't, you know, redone that one yet on with the blue screen, or you know what I mean. What I'm saying is, you know, with the you know, and the app, this is easy. You know, this is the reverse speech app. This is real simple shit. You know, lap it up.
Oh, to hell.
Go to hell.
Oh, for sure.
It's impossible. You know.
That's
like
cool.
I said, say it for me, Venus. Say it for me, Venus. Lap it up. Remember that in the video?
Yeah, lap it up, motherfucker.
Lap it up. And now here it turns out to be go to hell. That's impossible shit. What I'm trying to get across to you is that this has already been woven into reality. With all these, that's pure proof. That's impossible. It's fucking impossible. What's the chance that the same person is going to say all those words, like, it's clear who, I'm the spirit of it. What is the fucking chance of that? So, what I want to get across was that there's a lot of shit that's written about, you know, like Venus or like whatever it is that you feel like you connect with. There's books and shit written about this. And if you take passage by passage while you're bored or something and use your little app, you know, before you go to your computer and record it like me, I'll do it first like here, and then once I have confirmation of something that I know everybody can, there's no way to fuck it up. When you hear the shit I say, it's so fucking clear. You know what I mean? It's not like something you can mistake. It's clear. So this goes outside.
It's more clear.
Go ahead. Let me. There was a few things that we covered before.
You say it's more clear. So yeah.
But listen, like the David Oates thing, you know, he opens this thing up, but he's like retarded. He can't see half this shit we can see. No, I'm telling you, the guy who's with the, you know, he was a runner-up for a Nobel laureate for discovering reverse speech is always truthful. So you would think you might start going into other shit like God and all this other shit, right? History, breaking down the real basis of reality. It makes sense that being that we know for sure with reverse speech, there's something mythical about this. It's that the words that we speak reverse that are that clear, impossible. Like when I say I love you, when it comes out to we shall die or God loves you, that's not supposed to fucking be like that. Do you understand me? I love you is not supposed to turn out to be we will die or we shall die when you say God loves you, God bless you. Do you understand me? This is not supposed to happen. Everybody's been praising God and all this shit for like forever, and you've been like sealing your own, you know, like you're nailing yourself in your fucking coffin.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the words of swords thing, I think we have visual confirmation and audible confirmation that this is real. That it's not only in language, it's that if you take a frequency, like they say, they flew a satellite by Saturn and they got the sound of Saturn. And when you play it backwards, you can see the video. It talks about Satan taking over the world or something like that.
Right.
What I'm saying, it's impossible. This is not accident. It works with light. It works with whatever frequency across the band. I know this is an audible frequency, a visible frequency. You understand me? But there's other frequencies like you can't see in the dark unless you put your, your infrared lights on, and then your camera catch. You know, like you have to flood the area with that light. The light that the infrared camera picks up. What I'm saying is that if you, it doesn't matter what frequency is in. If you could somehow find a way to record it and reverse it, there's actual shit in there that could be found.
Like when babies cry, when they're newborn babies, and you can reverse the speech or reverse it, and you can hear sounds or words come out of their mouth.
Yeah, like the Goo Goo Gaga and all that stuff. When you've seen David,
sure.
You would think this guy would go down this path. Like when I say sometimes shit goes like 7 or 8. No, I think it's 7 layers deep is where it stops. You could do a reversal, and when you say, like, you'll see, I'll do a visual and an audible confirmation for you. I say the word, like, I love you, and then I say, we shall die. I make sure that they're in the same clip so that you can see that it's going forward and backwards. It's a mirror. Do you understand me? But sometimes, like when I said, we wish her well, or you know, you see that you can go even deeper, and it leads you down a path of a whole bunch of other expressions that that nobody would have. What I'm saying is, like David Oates, the guy who discovered this shit, he's not even close to Satan with reversals. I mean, you can focus on presidents and all that shit, but what are you getting out of them?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I did a video on Donald Trump, but it got removed because I don't know. I guess they took it as hate speech for some reason.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of Trump videos up.
It's truth.
Plus, they even got monetization. You know what's good about the monetization? I noticed, you know, like I said before, I monetize the videos because I give it away to the people that do plumbing videos with me. I say, you know, make a video, say these fucking things. You know, this is, you know, it's sort of like a little thing. It's fun for me. But what I'm saying is, what I've also noticed is about when you have the monetization, YouTube puts you in a stream of traffic. And plus, we need to see what, remember, YouTube's trying to silence us, right? Supposedly, they shut down Alex Jones or whatever. But you can still get the videos up there. Just don't use the sensitive tags. Avoid the sensitive tags that you know they're looking for, like school shootings or whatever it is. Don't put those tags in there because that's what's going to block it. If you put something related to entertainment first, like I put dancing women in hula hoops and shit, right, in the video, but then in the back end of the video, I'm doing reverse speech. I'm showing you the universe. I could tag anything I want behind that shit, and it won't be blocked or categorized in a negative way, censored in a negative way, because, you know what I mean? Like, I'll hide a Satan video in the back of a plumbing video.
Arts.
And I'll label it plumbing and all that other shit, and in the back, of course, you see the plumbing and shit first. You can't say I mistagged the metadata. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What else? I mean, there's a bunch of shit I wanted to talk about. What do you guys want to get off of your head?
I mean, I've just been thinking about like death culture lately, how everybody is like worshiping death, and it's things that I didn't enjoy before, I enjoy now because I see like the truth of it. Like Holistic uploaded this video where
do you really see the truth of it? Oh, hold on. Do you really see that?
I feel that I see that I see things, but I also see other things that make me think twice about the way I was living before. And then, you know, like even being eclectic with people, like I see people come in and out, and like I feel it's good to let people kind of make a move and then go from there. But I mean, I can't compare myself to, like, you know,
I get where
Satan,
I get what Satan says. Like, what more else is there? Like, when we're talking and we're conversating. Like, I don't talk to a lot of people out here, because a lot of people are so distracted. They're distracted with so much, and it seems so simple. You know, to me, it seems really simple that we are all deceived, and there's a lot of conversation we can have, but it's just all in the box. It's just all in the box stuff. So, you know, I get where it's hard to talk about some things because it's all in the box, and there's just one truth, you know, not just one truth. I don't know exactly what the truth is, but I can see through the lies. You know what I mean? I can see through the lies.
Can you really? Let me hold on. When I hear you guys talk that shit, listen. Like you said, everybody worships death, right? And then I can show you a video where death is showing up at somebody's house to kill him, and they say, "Oh, Death, Mr. Death is here," and Mr. Death says, "No, I'm not Mr. Death. I'm actually who? Satan." I just published a video showing Death says literally, "I'm not." What I'm saying is that this is not an accident. Samael is out. Samael is the angel of death. It's sort of like everybody worships Satan. You know, when I say own your soul already and shit like that, and all your leaders run the Bible, people can laugh this off. We're talking about sealed in blood, the atonement for your soul. It's not like somebody could overturn this shit. You hear all this reverse speech now. It's inescapable. when you see stuff like this where death shows up and clearly tells you, it's Monty Python with the whole. Remember Monty Python had the Holy Grail and stuff, and then they also showed this other one with death, and death shows up and says very specific words. When they said, "This is Mr. Reaper," and I'm Satan, he said. Say, I am Satan is what he said, and it's sort of like what you see in that Solomon Kane where the devil steps up and says, "I am the devil's," I'm here to collect your soul on behalf of the devil. It's not like somebody can escape this shit. It's that your grandfather died, your great-grandma died, and all this other stuff. It's we know that's natural order. Now you got this guy sitting over here telling you that's not natural order. There's a Holy Grail over there. Remember, reverse Holy Grails, layer below. So when you're talking about, like what you're saying, you hear people talking about ascend and stuff like that. We're descending. We're becoming real. You know, when people say you want to lighten up, you're at a too low of a vibratory state. I'm so fucking low in a vibratory state. I'm taking over the fucking. I'm real. I am not scatterbrained. I am fucking so dense. You know what I mean? I am so together. It's like everybody's so in reverse. They're talking about ascending. I'm talking about descending. It's that in the tail on the donkey, like Don the Father is in heaven. It's the holy hole at the center of the dish. It's the asshole. They're showing you the asshole. Why would it be pin the tail on the fucking donkey? Why would it be his fucking asshole? A pin in his fucking asshole. So when I say everybody with their vibrational shit and ascension shit, I never even ever say those words because it's a complete reverse of what we're talking about here. Do you get it?
It's what I see. That's what I'm saying. I stick with you because I can't buy
no new age
I don't
shit,
buy
motherfucker.
It don't make sense. It just don't make sense because they've been talking about that for how long? How long have they been talking about ascension, meditation, this type of stuff? And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with meditation. Do yourself, I don't know, be a better person.
Meditation ain't got nothing to do with it. What I'm talking about is descend into reality. It's that you're in hell right now. You're in the mad den. And I know it's hard to believe, but we're in the pit. If I'm here, standing here as Satan, with all the shit telling you, clearly, we're not in heaven. We're clearly in the pit of fucking hell. Right. You know what I'm saying? It says it in your fucking Bible. This is Satan's world. How could you fucking mistake this? No, come on. So what I'm saying is that as pretty as shit may look out there, you're still opening up your present day, your box of horrors every day. One day you're going to die, right? That's what's been programmed into your head since day one. It should have been, no, you're not going to die. We're going to make it to the Holy Grail. It's whatever. And it's been woven into everything from stripper poles to curse words to it's literally everything. And when I show you this living dynamo with the ants going around and everything and women doing hula hoops, no, this shit is flowing through creation. How people aren't picking this up is impossible.
Right. It's not for them, right? It's not for them.
They ain't Satan. And I got to point this shit out to you at first. I mean, come on. I'm sure it sounds fucked up to people when I say it's one side of a light, it's a black hole. It's on loop, infinite loop, feedback loop, aurora borealis. The whole basis of your reality, everything about electricity and all this other shit, all about you're made in the image of your creator. It's if Jesus doesn't bang the fuck out of Mother Earth and there's no baby astral jet shooting out, trickling down on you, you're like the children of God, right? Which is this, one coin with two sides. It's like I'm telling you, we're in a black hole right now. Nobody gets out before Satan. I mean, come on. Who broke it down for you in such clarity? But Satan, everybody else, there's still that New Age shit behind them. They'll talk about Shambhala New Age shit. Let me tell you why it's got to be blood over intent. I say we're going to go gang bang this fucking holy hole. Little assholes are getting in this place. You know what I'm saying? They can't be a total fucking retard. Either you're going to go plunder, I'm going to lead you off to your death or something, because, that's what would happen to you. Because it's sort of like this. They showed you in, like, the Fifth Element. The more nuclear bombs they threw at that black mass, the bigger it got. Do you understand me? The more you go to attack something, the bigger it has to expand to counterattack you. Do you understand me? And what I'm saying is that you need to, like, hear this Princess of Darkness, she says, the reversal, Mark Braun is a pussy. This is great. I am what I eat. I tell you all the time, I eat pussy blood. Come on, this is like, how'd you fall into that shit? That's impossible. No, it's impossible. I tell you, I see a cockroach, I can't kill it. My wife calls me a little pussy because I got to clean up the fucking, I don't even want to go near those cockroaches. I remind you often, I am a fucking pussy. That's right, I am what I eat. So
I am too.
I love the way she talks with that accent. We'll see. This is the greatest thing. So, like I say,
I feel
if you know it, hold on. If you know another language or something, you got to be like I said to her, and I said to Z. If you know another language like Spanish or whatever it is, you'll see that this works in any language, and you might want to do some confirmation. So if you say maricon in Spanish and reverse it, or whatever curse word, you should start off with small shit like that, like "Oh Dios mío" or "God loves you." You do these little phrases just like I do. What you should do is take the shit I've been saying in these short phrases, like "It's clear who holds the spirit," whatever it is. You make the equivalent in Spanish, and then you say it forward. Figure out what the reversal is. Then you do another one with the forward and the reversal together, so you can play it back like a ping pong thing. It's back and forth. You can hear it from. Just to make sure you understand what I'm talking about. Nobody does this, not David Oates or anybody else.
Like what one person says.
Make sure everybody understands it. All right, hold on. Now, hold on. See, it's both ways. Look. See, it's both. I say it. What the word is, reverse it. Most people just go back and forth to the same thing like this. You got to say it both ways and ping pong it back and forth like this. That's what confirmation is. That's how you could. That's a total confirmation. But some things you can't confirm. Like you might try and figure out specific shit, but it only lets you
do you
go.
Think some things are meant for, so I can say the same thing you said and it sounds completely different the way I said it. Do you know?
That's right. Some people can't get it unfold. There's something mythical behind this. Like, there's definitely a creator. There's no way there's not a creator. This whole language shit and magic with blood magic and stuff. No, we can see the difference between us and the people who haven't spilt their blood. They're complete fucking retards. There's no way they can even conceive of this shit.
It's not for the benefit of all. They're in it for themselves and, the benefit of themselves. Exactly. They're not searching for what we're searching for. We all came to this point because we're searching for something specific, and here we are. And the rest of the people out there they're just out there. And they're not in it. I'm not trying to laugh. It's just that, there's so many people that suffer, and a lot of people, they don't care. Like, my wife works so hard. She works hard for a corporation. She showed up to work every single day for the past 5 years? Like every day. She hasn't missed one day of work. I promise you on everything. She hasn't missed one, but they will treat her like she's complete crap. She's a boss now, a manager of this corporation, but they treat her like crap. And it's just wrong. And people are treated like that all the time. I come from a different place. I went through hell. We all go through hell. So, and it's wrong, it's just wrong. And that shit needs to change. It just needs to change because these people in power, they don't really care. They don't really care about us. And we go off by the wayside to them. We don't matter. It's all about the riches for them, money, whatever they care about. I don't know what they care about, but not us.
I can see their power fading. It becomes clear to me with all this shit that's unfolding. It's clear. Knowledge is power, so their power is fading. If our knowledge is going up, you know what I mean? It's not like
we can.
What I'm saying is that we're going to hit a tipping point where enough people figure this out and people start to get flipped out or whatever. But, even if, like I said, I'm not worried about shit. If you worry about shit, then what is it you worry about? Say what it is into reversal, bit by bit, and hear it unfold. What you're not supposed to be worried about or something. It's work. Listen, this reverse speech is biblical. Eventually you'll realize there's shit out there for you to find in books, like I've been telling you. There's books out there written about the devil and shit, specifically. So I've attached myself with blood to this thing. I'm standing here unmistakably as this. So when I pick up a book and I read a passage and it talks about specifically the devil, it says specific shit I'm supposed to hear and nobody else. That was written in there. That's not a fucking accident. What is the chance this person is going to open up that book and go to that page and take out that passage and just happen to in the 5 minutes I had between doing this and doing that to make that reversal, discover that shit. And And I
That's
won't
why
call it
we each
because
play a
it's
part.
bullshit.
That's why I appreciate and worship all my blood brothers and sisters, because you guys help me see so much. Like, just like what you were saying, like, I actually read, you said to,
Read the Bible. Reverse the Bible. You'll see it. I'm
yeah,
telling you.
exactly,
For your eyes.
exactly.
Any
So, yeah,
passage you can find in a biblical sense that talks about Satan, Samael, whatever it is that's related to this individual, I'm saying, if you took that shit, you would find biblical shit. Doesn't matter
like
who did it,
Mhm.
but nobody's going to do it unless you're that person and you were, like I say, the prince of demons. I'm being pulled to very specific shit. A demon will help you find things. I told you. A demon will help you find it. I don't want anything selfish like a person wants to find wealth, power, shit like that. I don't ask for anything like that. Heaven on earth, benefit of all. And what I'm saying is that that's what the demons bring me. Everything I need is like another string. Every time I say heaven on earth, a demon goes and finds me something to bring here. Sort of like, lap it up, here it is go to hell. That's impossible. What would possess me to go do a reversal of that today? You know, it's like that girl. She does the pussy thing, and I say, I eat pussy, I'm going to lap it up. So I just, you know, it's like cause and effect. If she didn't post that Mark Braun is a pussy, I don't think I would have discovered this. I mean, I'm told this is the greatest thing. I can't wait for her to publish another negative video about me that'll trigger me to do another reversal that'll be so fucking biblical. It's impossible. I've been saying lap it up, and that's go to hell. What is the fucking chance? No. Impossible. I'm the fucking devil. It's impossible. I would have some other phrase. You know, what's a phrase like Dirty Harry has, make my day. You know what I mean? I have lapped it up.
Lapped it up.
Lap it up.
Yeah. That's pretty tricky.
I gotta do make my day. Let's do make my day.
What's that?
I'm gonna do make my day like Dirty Harry. Make my day.
Oh, there we go. On the spot. For you.
Ed Young Kim. See what it sounds like when you say it. Well, there's so much shit to say out there. I mean, so many revolts.
Make my day.
Ed Young, like Kim Young Him or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like Kim Young. Yeah.
Last is Kim for sure.
But it's no accident, and it's woven into our words. I can dig it, definitely.
Yeah, it's impossible for that to be like that. It's just impossible. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the thread of our words, because it's the subconscious bringing the conscious into action.
Right.
Like David Oates has a video published, the spiritual and the reverse speech, and he'll tell you that's God talking through you when you play it in reverse. That's because you can't lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it exposes your lies, then clearly who's talking through you in reverse? Your creator. No way to fuck it up.
Yeah.
The purity comes out of you in reverse. How is that possible? I mean, the truth, or the real underlying feature of what you're trying to say, or the universe is trying to say through you. Like when I say, lap it up, and then it turns out to be go to hell, that's the universe who put that in there and made me say that, because what would be the chance I'd be saying that to begin with? You know what I mean? Or, you know, I've been telling you in videos, lap up that pussy juice. I mean, the pussy blood and stuff. It's like it's a staple of the devil. You know what I mean? It's a staple. It's not something you could argue with. We got it on video a whole bunch of times, and then it comes down the line that here we are, and it's go to hell. That is fucking design. That is by design. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't see it, it's for good reason. It's for good reason. You're in that book of death on purpose. You're not allowed to see it. So you make it
I'm watching.
Filthy soul.
My daughters are watching Moana right now, and they're talking about everything is by design. Hold on, give me a second. Hold on.
Look, everybody worships death. Everybody worships Satan. Everybody worships Saturn. It doesn't matter what you believe. There's a cube in every. You know what I mean? It's everybody's cube to cube worship. I don't care what they believe. Every type they make, it's a black cube. Your head is a black thing. It's like the square you put on your head that locks you in the box. That's, you know, you're locked into this keyboard with these symbols, and It's the four corner rule. This is like all you have is these symbols, you know? It's not like, what I'm saying is that you're limited to your language. And also, you know, they say archons don't have any free, they don't have any ability to create. They need to take somebody else's idea and add on to it. And this is sort of, think about it. We didn't know, until David Oates was talking about reversals for me to make it better, I didn't think about that shit. We heard it, records, but we weren't thinking anything on this level. No. It's that we didn't have any creative ability. Somebody showed us an idea with the reversals he got from somebody reversing records, is what I'll tell you. I heard people reversing records. And that's what triggered him to go to the next level, which ended up creating this program, correct? Where we reverse shit with the blue screen going back and forth. And now, I've taken it now, somebody else's idea, to another whole entire level where it goes beyond this truth thing. How could you say reverse speech exposes the truth, and then you wouldn't immediately go to a fucking Bible and decode is God the good guy or something? Like when I say God loves you, and it turns out to be that shit. No, it's impossible. It's that this is impossible shit. For it not to like grab you and make you like shiver sometimes. It should. Because now you have to come face to face, that you have to absorb the fact that not only is your creator real, but your creator's watching. He knows your moves before you do. He knows if you've been bad or good before you have. And you want to flip out your creator. Like if your creator expects us all to die because we're all pieces of shit, and now you go off the program, you're standing here as Satan, you're taking control of the angel of death by putting up your blood, because the angel of death is a skeleton and has no what? Motherfucking blood. Do you understand me?
Okay.
What I'm telling you is that they show you a skeleton for a reason. A skeleton has no flesh or what? Blood. But it somehow shows you it still has consciousness. So what I'm telling you is that when I publish that video, I intend on closing out the book of death for the angel of death, put my blood on it and published it. Yeah. You think it's funny, right? I'll tell you. Who do you think's teaching me how to take over the universe? And they'll show you, like on Robot Chicken, you kid. They show you Jesus saying to God, God, Dad, you can't die in heaven. Did it? I fucking did it. It's as above, so below. If we could die down here, motherfucker, the gods can die up there. Make no fucking mistake about it. Do you understand me? They have no blood to spill. I'm telling you, the gods are not on the same level. And like for somebody to say, do you think I'm the devil? You don't call the devil a god. He's the devil. He's in his own fucking category, correct?
Yeah. That's
the
true.
devil's in it. It doesn't matter if you're a god, a king, or whatever. This is Satan's world, the devil's world. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not about what you believe. The angel of death is one with me, and I'm telling you, the book of life is open, is real. I'm telling you, if freaky shit will happen to people, and I've seen it happen. That's why I don't pick on anybody. I don't want to aggravate somebody. I don't want them to try and come after me because I know bad shit will happen to them. So I don't want, I don't want revenge. And that's to scare people, because I know the universe will get revenge for me. If I don't want revenge, the universe still needs to balance out. Or it will implode or explode or flip over. So by you not getting that revenge, you're not getting that balance into the universe. And then the universe has a shock wave. And when it comes back to that other person, it hits like 10 times hard, because you didn't try and get the revenge yourself. You left it to the universe, and
Exactly.
It's like it didn't balance.
They don't even know it hit them. They don't even know it hit them.
I'm telling you. So don't ever try and get revenge on somebody, because there's a wave coming back at them by you just avoiding the revenge thing altogether. And you can see it with the
talk shit.
I'm telling you. You could actually.
It makes sense. It's like chess. Like, you don't let the king, the king doesn't go after a pawn. The chessboard just maneuver. You just maneuver the chessboard.
Whoever chooses to.
Yeah.
I can tell you this. Look, in my kingdom, as the king, I would be the only one who never had a crown. No fucking crown. You understand me? No crown for the king. You can't. How could you would say, this is the person that's your king, and he doesn't kiss your fucking feet if you walk through his threshold into the castle. You know what I mean? You come through and the king always has the smallest castle. That's got to be Number two,
As
the
the king
king
is
never
forced.
has a crown. Everybody else has a crown. Number two, the king has the smallest castle in town. Everybody needs to be elevated above the king, or he can't be king. What makes you so fucking grand if you can't elevate people above you? The triangle or the pyramid, it needs to be turned upside down. Do you see what I'm saying? Completely on its fucking head. If the king ever puts a crown on his head, that is like anti-royalty. You just don't get it. It's anti-fucking royalty to live in a castle when everybody else is living below you. That is not fucking royalty. Let it set in. How could Jesus is king, correct? No, fucking no, shut up and listen. You see, Jesus is fucking king, right? He's walking around as a fucking carpenter with a trade, correct? A fucking trade. Somebody taught him how to cut boards and make shit. He's a fucking what?
Carpenter.
He's a fucking, he beat it into your head. Baby Jesus grows up to be a fucking what? A carpenter who dies for everybody. I'm going to live for this cause. I'm a plumber, you know? And what I'm saying to you is that, you know, somebody taught Jesus this trade. Well, somebody says, you know, say, what do you do? They publish it. Satan is a what in Coral Springs? Come on.
Plumber.
Everybody knows what I'm saying. If you're part of this community, you would end up seeing, you would learn, once you set in, you would say that just like Jesus was a carpenter, in the future, if they ever written something about me, it would clearly say that Satan was a what? For sure. A plumber. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
It's in the Google search bar.
you know, but you can see it in like that preacher. They're raising up this Jesus guy that they've cloned to take over the world, and the guy's saying, I left him in your hands. Have you taught him even one thing? And then they show you him tap dancing like a fucking goof. Not actually doing carpentry with like a tape measure and like marking shit with a pencil and getting shit right. Run around saying, what the fuck? You can't take a measurement? Now your furniture's all crooked? I mean, this is the type of videos I do. What, you can't take a measurement? Now I got to fucking dig up your mess and all this shit. What I'm saying is, that in the show, they show you clearly. The guys ask him, did you teach this guy? He's been in your hands this whole time. Did you teach him one fucking skill, one trade that we can cling to? And then they show you him dancing like a fucking goof. And then they're like, oh, that's great. They'll like his goofiness or something like that. So, you know, they tell you there's. Now, I don't think anybody's ever get it. I'm the anti-Messiah. They say there's going to be the false Messiah coming, right? I'm telling you, I can't be that. I'm telling you right now, I am the anti-Messiah, the prophet of death. The Book of Life only has 144,000 names in it. There's billions of people out there. If you selfless motherfuckers can't come together, you know, I'm just the extension of our grand architect. I just play stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's that, like when I say you guys need 144,000, it's because, you know, I open up that book. I'm screaming it out. You know, I've already done my part. I just keep pouring out, showing you more and more and more. The fact that you know about this and your people aren't shaking people down. I'm shaking down. I'll go to my job and scream it out to people. And if anybody looks at me, I'll tell them, you're too fucking stupid to look it up. Are you really that fucking retarded? I mean, I got it all down so quick that now I'll shut them out. And, you know, people sit around a water cooler talking stupid shit. I'll be the first one to tell them, you guys are fucking retarded. You know, there's bigger shit that you need to worry about. And, you know, go ahead and look at me stupid. You know, everybody knows who I am. I'm telling you, I'm quick to tell people, because look, as a vampire or devil, or, you know, they show you, before you step across the threshold of somebody's home, you need to let them know who you are. You don't just not tell them. I mean, before you invite this person, I need to let you know. So, you know, I make sure that first check, like now the new place where it's direct deposit, but that first check, I make sure to sign it. What it go? You know what I mean? It's that it weaves itself in that they know. You know, before you invite me to your house to do your irrigation and stuff, or you know what I mean, they already know who I am well in advance before you're invited into their home. And what I'm saying is that I make sure people know it, because look, this is biblical shit. We can't run from the shit we've discovered. I've spelled out the entire universe for you, and it'll take people years to figure it out. I mean, but it's too obvious. No, it's too obvious. To think that people When I say it's one electron, one positron, one light hole, one black hole on an infinite loop, you know, you're in a computer simulation. I'm telling you, it won't set in. You're really in the fucking movie The Matrix right now. You're in the land of the dead.
I think about the Fisher King a lot, so I want to take the opportunity to ask you, what's the meaning of the Holy Grail?
Eternal light, passage into the Garden of Eden, having the power to come back here, bring forth heaven up, and release everyone that what we say we love or worship from bondage. You know, how do you look at your children knowing that they're a bonded slave? My son knows that everybody he looks at is a bonded slave, and he doesn't play into the. When you see other kids, 12 years old, acting like a goofball, my son will be the first one to look at them and say, you know, I'm not going to contribute to your fucking total retardation. And if you ever listen to like 12-year-olds around you talking, they say the goofiest shit. You know, God forbid they don't think someone's around to hear them. They'll even talk even goofier and curse and all kinds of other shit. You'll hear girls that are 12 years old say shit you never thought you'd hear them say. When an adult is not around, if you have like, you know, like a baby monitor in the room listening, they don't even know it's there because it's hidden behind a teddy bear, whatever. I'm telling you, all the parents will be sitting in the other room in complete disbelief about what children talk about these days. I'm just done. No, but you can see it. You can see it on TV. Vampirina's on Disney. Vampirina on Disney. That's a Disney. Drink your fucking blood, Vampirina.
Yeah.
It's on Disney.
Most of that shit, I can't believe they.
Monster High, monsters. Come on, they're all monsters, legally dead. You know, but the people won't get this though.
Yeah, I think it
Like
would
I said,
blow them away if they knew the stuff. They wouldn't probably be able to.
Most of them don't even
crumble.
If they could understand it, if they could understand it, then they would blow. Their minds would blow, but they
can understand it. Understand it, overstand it, understand it, any kind of stand it. That would be nice.
Any kind of stand it.
I hear people,
For sure.
Look, you're not a cop. When I say I understand something, or, you know, the whole don't say understand, overstand you type stuff. You know, that's because like when you're talking to an officer who's a public servant or something like this, I overstand you. No, I don't understand you. I overstand you. You know, type of thing. But when we're talking to people like us, you know, and, you know, people say they want their sovereignty and shit like this. And let's just get something straight. We want to be one as a whole people. If one individual doesn't have their sovereignty, you know, like here, what I'm trying to say is that it's supposed to be a one world type of thing. When you hear them pushing this one world, new world order type government thing, this is like ridiculous. This is kind of funny. The Holy Grail, once you become a super being, there's no reason for government or anything. We're just all happy people. We have eternal life, you know. We know what the secret is. It's going to unfold. It's not like it's really unfolding like a prophecy. Like I said, you can pull out a book about this shit and start on reading it. You'll probably find some biblical shit. Anything that talks about prophecy. Where's the prophecy written that says this is all going to happen? Has anybody found? They've been pushing this shit on TV for years. The Antichrist is going to rise up and take over the universe. It's prophecy. Isn't that the fucking?
It's on TV a lot nowadays.
What I'm saying is, they say it's prophecy. Where is it written? Tell me. Do you know? As a Bible, have you ever look? You were once Jesus peeps at some point. You have a Bible, and they were pushing you, telling about the Antichrist and his prophecy. Show me where the prophecy is. Find me that book that says the prophecy states that Satan's going to come back to his own world and take over the world that he already owns. You know, like you're going to sell your soul to some being that already owns your soul. This shit they put on your fucking head on TV. No, it's impossible. You're going to sell it for fame, fortune, and a fucking cherry mint. You know what I mean? What happened to forgiveness for your filthy soul, eternal life, passion? Go. Where did all that shit go? Release all your loved ones and get them. It's
where the fruit-bearing trees go on every corner. That shit never makes sense.
He popped up in front of you.
The fruit-bearing trees on every corner.
People will never get it. If a genie popped up in front of you, the last thing you'd be thinking to say is the shit I'd say. You'd be thinking billion-dollar bullions is shit and gold and all kinds of shit. The last thing you'd be thinking was, I intend to bring forth heaven and earth, release us over, get it all passing guard, release you from your majesty. I mean, you're all thinking about yourself. I'd be thinking about the genie who was stuck in a fucking bottle until I rubbed his ass out. What about this poor guy? We're all in that bottle right now.
He's in
You don't
bondage.
get it. We're in that fucking bottle now. Now the genie pops out, and you're going to ask for something selfish? No. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So don't tell me about...
I haven't wanted money. I haven't wanted nothing either. Of course, we need stuff to survive sometimes when we have families and stuff. But really, do you really want money? Do you really want material? All this stuff that makes people suffer, die, people kill each other over this shit. Like, that's really what you thrive for? The stuff that makes people do bad things to each other for? That's what you thrive for? When we should be communicating with each other and worshiping each other and, doing for fruit bearing trees on every corner. Like, things could be completely 180, 360, completely different. They should be different, but these people in control are controlling this whole thing, and people suffer.
Hey, listen, I don't mean to cut you off. Let's try and grasp something here. A genie pops before you right now and says you got 3 wishes. Why don't you ask, well, what do you wish for as a genie? Would you like to wish to get out of this bottle? Maybe help me take over the universe and get everybody freedom from eternal life? We could all live in harmony and just sit back and relax. Nobody's got to rub you out of a fucking bottle. I mean, what is it that I can do for you with my wishes? Why is it you got to be worrying about you all the time? Yeah. Nobody would ever flip it around like that. Never would you ever. Only the devil would think to do that. To give his wishes away in the proper... I would word it in such a way. If I was to afford you the wishes that you're affording me, I would have you wish me to get you out of that. Bring forth heaven. I mean, I would plant shit in the head of this mythical being that only Satan could do. You understand me? Because the genie had never been rubbed out of a bottle and been asked those questions. How can I give my wishes to you in such a way that's going to benefit everybody? You know what I mean? And you, mostly you. I mean, come on, you've been locked in that fucking bottle for how many fucking... They showed you genie was locked in a bottle floating through the ocean, and they finally gone in and floated up on the beach and then met this astronaut. And I mean, I'm just saying. He had a fucking genie there, and he couldn't wish for heaven on earth. Get everybody... I mean, come on, this is just sickly. No, there's no way to escape. The devil is here. You know it by that. Nobody would ever fucking plant that in your fucking head. And I assure you, if you do anything other than what I just said, that's for the benefit of the genie to release it from bondage, so it doesn't have to, be rubbed out of a freaking bottle. It's like a phallus joke or something. Rub my dick and I'll get you something. I'll make a bracelet appear on your wrist, woman. A ring appear on your hand. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. A puff of white smoke,
See, I see and I hear that. I get what you're saying.
What good is your wealth? I don't want any rings. I want nothing but cuts and bruises, showing that I am clearly in a slave state. You cannot say I'm not going to a place fucking... No, my work boots... I'm pulling them out now, but what I'm saying is that I'm in the rough. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm going through shit I can't even film some days. Now I can't. It's just too much work for me to pull out my camera. It'll get wet. It'll get broken. I don't even risk it some days. It's because I'm doing real big shit.
You do a lot already. I appreciate you. Thank you.
What I'm saying is that I'm slaving. I can't wait to get to slaving tomorrow. It's just, what part of everybody missing? The meek inherit the earth. Yeah.
That's true, because we are the ones who do all the work, while the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's the meek that inherit the earth.
Well, wealth cannot save you. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Not save you.
No.
No.
Not about that.
That book of life. That book of life needs to be filled up. I'm telling you, it's everything's by the book. Like I said,
that's why I'm here putting out videos. I just do what I see. Things pop in front of my face. And
you got lots of books at home, don't you? You got lots of books about Mercator and maps and all that shit. Why don't you pull out a book and do the phrase by phrase? Ain't that's talking about Mercator and how they hid this and did that or whatever. The little key things that they say that just seem like they're going to draw you to it. It's a sentence has X amount of words in it. You might do the first 3 words first, so that certain words you should already know what it is. Like when we say motherfucker, we know that's what her offer them. You know what I mean? We've got certain words down like fuck you. We know is wait. Certain things when we say. So now We have a list. We can make a dictionary book with all the reversals, word by word, through a dictionary. First letter in the dictionary, first word in the dictionary, you decode it, but it's decoded. Go to the next one. Of course, this would take a lot of people. It's a lot of words. But what I'm saying is that somebody should have done this back when David Oates was talking about turning records backwards. People should have been figuring out what each word was backwards. Sort of like when I say we, it's you. You is we. You know what I mean?
It's done back
God
and
is die backwards. You know what I mean? This is important shit that people need to know. That's not. Those are no fucking accidents. Somebody who created these phonetic sounds had to be a mythical being because it works in every language, and you're not going to pull that off in one lifetime if you live 100 years. I assure you, that's a lot of languages to try and pull off in one lifetime without any electronics or something like that. Because in the past they didn't have apps and cell phones, did they?
No.
No. The language has been around too long. Way before we had apps and cell phones, supposedly. What I'm saying to you is that having these apps and cell phones are not an accident. One of my demons must have, like I said, everything's unveiling a book. Those demons were around long before Satan was here, standing here as Satan. They've been sitting here cultivating everything behind the scenes. Everything that leads up to the Fisher King, like Jesus has this thing where he had an empty thing with one fish in it, and then they fed the whole village and kept pulling out fish, right? A limited bucket of fish. You know, what I'm saying is that, and then it turns out the real Fisher King is not named Jesus, it's Braun, Guardian of the Braun. What the fuck is that? So, this is impossible shit. It's not, Satan's real name is Mark. This is not an accident. Toriyama named him Mark because it's pun of the devil, which is Mark, pun of the devil. I mean, he spells it out for it. Akuma. It's pun of Akuma, devil. So, it's not an accident. It works in whatever language. It's still Akuma devil or whatever. What I'm saying is that it doesn't matter if you're talking Japanese, sign language. If there's a way for you to reverse it, there's a way for you to decode what's really happening. If there's a way to reverse, if somebody is good at sign language and you were able to reverse it, I'm sure that somebody would be like, you know, be able to, if somebody, you know what I'm saying, if they had, like some people read lips. I have 3 older sisters. The oldest sister could read lips. She would know exactly what's saying from across the room like nobody else. Like a professional lip reader. But you could really spy on somebody if you know what the fuck they're saying, right? If 2 people talk, and you can clearly see every fucking word. I mean, it's, you know, like a court reporter. I mean, she was that good. So what I'm saying to you is that some people have, every person has their talent. You know what I mean? Some people are really good at, like, holistic one. You know, you're the one who started with those reversals and got me motivated. When you discovered all that shit, I was like, holy fuck. And then some other people discovered the quasi-limit somehow is out. And then it's just like, we can't go back at this point. We've already seen too much at this point. Now, we can go on to other shit, like David O says, you have problems in your life, you go to your psychologist, the psychologist is not going to give you any real answers, but reverse speech, David O is showing you that you can use this to speak your worries and fears and whatever into the software, play it backwards and hear your answers of what you're supposed to do to fix whatever state of fear you're in.
Deep shit, yeah.
That's true. I mean, I don't really listen to myself in reverse, but
nobody has time for that. Nobody has time for it. If they did have time for it, they might figure something out and take over the universe, because it is that simple.
Let me ask you something real quick. You say it's by the book. You say it's by the book and throw books out. Just help me out with that. Help. Excuse me. Pardon me. Yeah, you say it's by the book. By the book and the Bible. What is the book?
The Bible. Every leader swears on. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Don't call Satan a recluse.
Right. So is that something that we actually read?
Everybody swears in oath of office. What was that? You go. You're a police officer. You're a leader. Whatever. You see them on TV clearly in front of the whole country. They're swearing on a motherfucking Bible. And if you flipped it open to 2 Corinthians 4:4, it's telling you clearly the same. So you just swore an oath as a leader of all these people that you take the taxes from their blood, sweat, and tears equity. You fucking gave all the fucking power over to the Fed, which is not even a fucking part of the government. That's a private banking company. So you're sold into slavery. You're on a bonded slave. No, I'm sorry. You're a bonded slave. When they did that bonded slave shit, look, everything that's been done up till now has really sealed the bad people's fate in the fact that they can't escape from this. What I'm saying is that I've been here a long time saying very specific shit and getting away with it. And that's not an accident. There's nothing illegal about saying this shit, making an atonement for my filthy soul and publishing it for the universe to see, saying, this is all the information you need. Here's the Holy Grail. Go ahead. Play guinea pig. Step across the gate. State your name. Just like the judge tells you. And it better be in mind, you know what I mean? Nobody's going to do that. They're all flipped out. When I say I'm the Prince of Demons, there's no demon that will let you see this shit. You know what I see? The demons. When I say they don't have blood to spill, that's why you put up a blood sacrifice for a demon. They don't have any blood of their own. They can't make an atonement for their own soul. No, you don't get it. They're not in the flesh. They're in a different state. They're not affecting this world like we are with blood, program, doing, making videos, pointing out. Eventually, what's happening here is a momentum will be built up, and we're going to make it to a mythical place. We're going to, no soul left behind, everyone, and then those mythical beings will be rebirthed into this world knowing that they're going to get to this place. You know what I mean? You cannot get there unless you're in the flesh. You understand me? You can't be birthed out of here as one of those mythical beings. You need to be... Why? Satan was supposed to bow down before God's imaged man. Now it's all flipped on his head. Now here I'm Satan, and I'm like, you filthy cockroach, or I mean, it's because now we could really see it, and and like I said, in my kingdom, you can't bow down before the king. The king has to bow down before you. That's like rule number 1. Number 2, the king can never wear a crown on his head. If he puts one on his head will be decapitated. Rule number 2. You live in the smallest fucking castle. Everybody needs to be elevated above who? The king. You know what I'm saying? So if you put yourself in a big giant castle, everybody else better have this much bigger of a fucking castle than you. If you have this much luxury, everybody else better have this much luxury more than you. Nobody should ever be able to point a finger at you. Him being the king, you know what I mean? He is not, I mean, it's not, what I'm saying is it's got to be flipped in reverse. Then you cannot be royalty. I'm just telling you, like, you cannot be royalty unless you could do selfless type shit. That's why the whole idea of the crown and shit like that, that's just, a little number, you'll be able to get it. That's why they call him the devil. I mean, you can't sell a soul to the devil who owns your soul already. Go ahead, try and get to the Holy Grail. I mean, I can fill it out for you. You can show them all the maps, everything. It's called Invisible Mountain for a reason. You want to bathe in the bloody vagina waters, and that's what they are, bloody red waters. You hear what I said? Bloody red water. That's what it is. Blood fucking red. So, this type of shit, no. You're going to be, like they show you, this bathing of the blood or something. They show you the scary shit. And they, like Satanists, they bathe in blood. You cannot be a Satanist. I'm alive. You're a Christian. You worship a dead man on a cross. That's why you have that religion, because the leader of your religion is dead. And now you're worshiping this dead being. Do you understand me? Sort of like you see these Satanists, they're worshiping a dead being. It's like a mythical force. They have to put a star on the ground and do candles and all kinds of shit. Pull out instant candles, shit like that. You're a fucking retard. Why am I sitting here taking over the fucking universe with all the fucking secrets if you had all that fucking knowledge or power about Satan? How are you rolling around in foreign blood and all that shit? Sacrificing? No. Sorry. If anybody had any real knowledge or power, they'd be in the public domain saying very specific word. It's my universe. All your leaders swear in the Bible. You're all fucking see it. You're all for it. No. Sorry. That's something you can argue. You can flip to the Bible. It's in one of your court. It's exactly this way. It's a King James Bible. Before then, there was no 2 Corinthians 4:4. You know, this type of thing is literally being woven in here so perfectly so that one guy sees all this shit. How is it everybody missed? How is it? Everybody's so far off. They're very far off.
Yes. And I can see that. I can see that. I may be far off too, but I'm not that far off. I tell you that much.
Listen, when you listen to me very carefully, you guys should focus. Focus for a second. You know, when somebody talks bad, they post a video. You see it for first. Like, I see people react. They feel angry. How could you be calling Satan this type of shit? And what I'm saying to you is that this is good shit. I love when people. As free advertising, I love when people talk negative. And what I'm telling you is that, just like you might attack them and say, don't say that. What I'm saying to you is that those demons out there, you ain't fooling nobody. They're sniffing you out, looking for the right time to pick you. And I'm very clear to demons. I don't want revenge. Don't get revenge. No. I don't, because I know it's scary. Please, come on. I'll even put up a blood sacrifice so they don't get revenge. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they will. So I'll put up my own blood. I'm putting up the sacrifice for them. Don't go out. You know, leave that person alone. Let's cultivate them. Let's get them doing other languages or something like this, rather than agitate the situation. Because look, I'm dead. 144,000 book of life. That means they show you, like, the angel that tells you flat out, I am Satan. That's because I put up the blood, which opened up the book of life, which only has 144,000 names, and there's billions of people out there. If you don't fill up that book, some other thing is going to happen, something that I don't foresee yet. Your creator said he's not going to flood this place next time. He's going to burn it in fire. Did you hear what I said? Now, I'm going to burn it with the holy fire, that holy grail fire, the aurora borealis, that this is the fire we're talking about. Not like burn it with nukes or something. Nukes don't exist. Do you understand me? That cannot happen.
Oh.
It can't happen. Solar flares are bullshit. It's not going to happen. The sun it's just a hole, and light goes through and pops. It's on a loop. Black hole at the center of the disk. It's a hole. It comes out of one hole, and immediately light goes 186,000 miles an hour, right? So if it comes out of one hole, where's it going immediately? Right? The candy cane shows you into the black hole. Aurora borealis comes out. This is a machine that you're in. It's a machine, a computer. Like the cell phone has a power button. I mean, it has the plug. It's a positive, negative, and then it has the grounding wire. Yeah. What I'm saying to you, your whole, the grounding wire is green, right? And you have the axe drilling jet, which is coming out from under the ground. People think it's coming from a hole in the ozone. What I'm saying is they think it's coming from above. It's not coming through. It's coming out of a hole, hitting the tree, and trickling down like Christmas shows. I mean, this is not an accident. The fact that people think all this shit is an accident is impossible. How is this possible?
Yeah, that's kind of true. That's pretty true.
A lot of the shit you guys worry about, you know, like I said, I just want to lay low and stay out of trouble. I don't want a lot of money. I don't want to worry about shit. I mean, I just, you know, what I'm saying to you is that there's a lot of people out there who want to get more jewelry, like more chains, more rings. They want a Rolex watch or something like this to keep track of time, to show you that you're a slave. You're a robot. You better get where on time. You got to know what time.
That's why I don't want my daughter. She wants a watch. She's what? How old is she? Like 7 now? She wants a watch. I'm like, you don't need a watch.
You got a cell phone. I mean, I got cell phone. Yes, they all got time zone on that. You don't know where you're supposed to be when.
Yeah. I figure everything will work when Saturn decides it's time. That's why I was trying not to.
It looks like people are out of time as far as. It looks like from the way shit's unfolding with the reverse speech, I think, from my perspective, it's going very, very fast. I'll every day just do a couple little reversals, and you'll see. Like when I say destiny, it's inside. I mean, it's sort of like, you know, everything is. It's just woven in. Everything is. People want to ascend. That's funny. You need to descend out of hell because everything's upside down. You need to, you know, everybody's flipped up in reverse right now. So when you hear people talking about ascension and new age shit, they're clearly fucking retarded. Anything that you're talking about, I never ever even touch that shit. It's a complete opposite. We're
Well,
gonna.
I
I'm
did.
telling you,
'Cause
we need to go in to get out. And down, not up. I mean, so people are ascending shit and all this crap. Nah.
Going down.
If you're ascending to heaven because, like, the angel that killed you, oh, why'd you do that? She was ascending to heaven, is what Jesus said. I mean, yeah, you'd be going the wrong direction. It's sort of like they show you to blow up the Death Star. You had to shoot the thing into the hole and in and blew up the Death Star. You know, you're going to have to go in. You know, if you want to get rid of this whole Death Star shit. And you need to get the dead. Souls cannot get through the blast of the astral light shooting out. It blows them up. They cannot get in through that hole. There's only one way out, and that's in the flesh.
Yes, sir.
It's like in that movie Little Nicky when the brothers try to they go out through the door through the flames, and then they end up freezing it because it's not supposed to go in. It's supposed to go out.
You know, you hear about people having haunted houses and shit like that. Oh, these shows on TV, haunted this, haunted that. They show people Paranormal Survivor. Have you ever seen that show? Paranormal Survivor. You know, you got a ghost in your fucking house. You're going to fucking run out here. I beat the first one up right on a piece of paper. Mr. Ghost, here's my blood sacrifice for you to... You don't join me in blood, motherfucker? What? You ain't got no blood? Yeah, motherfucker. You ain't getting out of here alive. You know, you better fucking help me. Because if I don't get out of here alive, you can't be rebirthed in here and get out alive. I mean, I can see shit. No, tell people...
After you open that gate, it's selfless, you know. After you open that gate, not selfless, then it's not.
Even with the CERN shit and oh, come on, and the Mandela effect, come on. You're on an infinite loop, people. All I see out there is people who will never get what the fuck is going on. It's that CERN is a joke. It's the money pit. Your Mandela effect, if there's one fucking Mandela effect, there better be 1,000 billion confirmed ones that we can all attach to. If there's just one, there has to be one for all of us. Do you understand me? Not just one for this person. There's got to be something in your life that had to have switched also. Like, you left for work today knowing that the pillow you slept on last night was white, so the pillowcase or something. And you got home and now it's blue. But you don't have a maid, you don't have a wife, and there's nobody been in through that door. Why would somebody come to your house just to change your pillowcase? What I'm saying is that logos change, all kinds of shit changes, and people just find all kinds of shit to say Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah, it's easy.
Complete retardation.
It's easy to... Yeah.
And to think that the Illuminati were like evil, dark like me or something, that's kind of funny. They're illuminated, right? I'm as dark as you can get. The darkness, the death, you know what I mean? It's join me in blood or die. I'm like the complete reverse of this prophet and ascension. I'm like, yeah, that's all I hear is filled. You want to sit down with a woman that you love, and the only way a true Kundalini awakening can happen is between a man and a woman when they come to pass through certain rites, where they drink the menses blood together ceremoniously, and then they offer up their own blood into the earth together, okay, and marry themselves off to the Great Spirit. That's why they show you the two stakes going around the pole with the pin. You know, I mean, they're showing you that this whole, it's two dragons. It's like a candy cane light going in, astral light going out. This is two phalluses like that are fighting over the same hole, Mother Earth. You know, they show you like Satan fucked God's girl for God's wife. You know, this type of thing is it's all coded. What I'm saying to you is that the whole basis of reality and everything that people talk and everything that's said in the movies and shit. What do you think makes these fuckers write that down for somebody to act out and then somebody to film, edit, bring it all together for you to see in $1 billion budget movie or whatever? This is this goes so deep.
There for a reason.
And look, the people in the Illuminati, listen to me. They go to a lodge, supposedly, and there's a very valuable thing in that lodge, and that's called the library. That has all those mythical books that nobody reads. Because they go to their meeting, they sit around like they show you, Lodge 47 or whatever. There's a show on AMC or whatever, Lodge 69, whatever it is. And, you know, what I'm saying to you is, they don't show you that there's a library in every one of these lodges. That's why it's called a lodge. There's supposed to be a library in there where people gather and they read books and go over a very specific shit. That's not non-existent. To be part of their club is about something completely different. There's no knowledge really given out. The books will be right over there, but you'll never read them. You won't even think to go over there. They're all thinking wealth, control companies, or something like that. You're in there because you want a position of power, prestige, or something like that. All your power, all your prestige, all your money is going to fuck you. Because in the end, it was the meek that inherit the earth, and you need to make an atonement for your filthy soul. I don't give a fuck if anybody sees it. It's already, as far as I'm concerned,
It's already there. It's already written.
it's been there the whole fucking time, man. You really think you're in a ball politically space as a monkey? Come on.
Come on. Come on now.
I know, it's funny. All those NASA videos are all clearly fake. Nobody's ever seen a real image. How people have been buying these cartoons for so long and not figuring it out?
I don't know either, man. How do you really? I posted something for the first time, seriously, on the first time on Facebook was yesterday. For the first time, I put down a couple paragraphs about NASA. Like, I said Jesus was the sun and aliens are, a lion. But I had the picture of the 12, what was it? The 12 different Earths. The 12 different Earths through the that NASA put out there for the public.
Oh, the clothing.
So each one is different. So I put that on Facebook because that's just obvious. There's all these different Earth pictures, and each one of them is different. And so you're telling me that you believe every single one of these is an actual picture of the Earth, and it's bullshit.
They won't believe it. Yeah.
Like I say, the bar at the top, and the strip of poles, and the barber pole of the thing, and you got like the North Pole, South Pole. They got this spiral thing, the candy canes. It's on your legend. They show you the candy cane. These things are not there by accident. This is what happened. You get a good idea. Somebody got to where the gate is, and there's the 4 islands where the 4 rivers are sucked in, and you're not allowed in that hole. There's a whole bunch of barbarian tribes here. When I say barbaric, they're not barbaric, but they will not let you pass. They will fuck you the fuck up. You ain't getting through there. I can tell you that. Otherwise, this shit would have happened. So if somebody makes it there and they're the pure of heart, they'll be imparted some information. They'll be able to come back here and impart to the world. But until they figure out what the selfless thing is to bring forward heaven and earth, they're not going to pass. They're only allowed to get to where the 4 rivers come in, to where those 4 islands are. But there's still that hole where they show you that black rock where the water's just sucked in and pushed out. This is a mythical. They show you like Mr. Who jumping into the spiral. You know what I mean? You look up at the pole star, you see it spinning in time lapse. If you look at it, you see it looks like it's spiraling. Like you're going to fall. It's the vortex. It's that vortex of creation. It's, like your heels. Click your heels, and Dorothy goes home through the tornado. Right? It's like literally the same story.
Over.
This vortex, the women doing the hula hooping. It's the navel of the earth. It's like it's. Look, there's waters above, and they say there's a dome because the waters. When I say waters, embryonic fluid. It's like an embryonic type fluid, not regular waters like you might drink, or salt water that people swimming or something. This is like we're in an Xbox in a liquid-cooled environment. A black hole in an infinite loop with feedback loop. This is an infinite energy device. Unlimited energy device is what we're in. They show you like in Rick and Morty. And it's a free energy device. If you were to see it from the outside, it would be glowing. And you'd be like looking at it. The water is like embryonic fluid. And it would be like a liquid-cooled Xbox, like a light bulb. You're inside of it. And the mechanism is still a mechanism. Just like your light bulb works up there, it's got a filament and a filament. Like this goes down to the spiral thing. It goes into a socket. It's like the sun and the moon are going spinning like this. But it's not able to do with that. They show you this. There's got to be a filament going up like it. And then there's the 2 things like this. And then there's the filament that lights up when the energy comes through. It's got to be able to flow. So you can't bottle energy up and be able to flow. The whole system could not work if there was not a holy hole. So when they show you a mountain there, that mountain is like, the invisible mountain that doesn't let you see. It's black. They show it's black because they call it the Philosopher's Stone, which is actually your blood. And the Philosopher's Stone, that mountain will not melt away for you, to let you pass if you're not in this state. Because if you were, look, how could you consider yourself so great if you didn't want to teach everybody and bring this forth. You can't be that great if this is not in your mind. Like Thor with his hammer, if had a way to get to Earth with this fucking hammer, he better fucking have brought fucking forth Earth. And look, no, I don't give a shit. You know, it's just, you would have the eyes to see that everybody's a bonded slave, that they're all legally dead. No. He's fucking retarded. It's just that airbenders, firebenders, whatever fucking mythical power you think you have, you're missing the one that's most important. That's a fucking brain or a heart that lets you see the truth. I mean, come on. An airbender. I'm going to go fight. Oh, what is all this fighting for? Can't you just sit down and relax for a second? I mean, this is crazy. All the screaming, it sounds like they're having gay sex or something. Don't miss. Look, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm just saying that it's two guys going. They keep blowing each other up, blowing. You know, you might say, a woman, give me a blow job, blow me off. You know what I'm saying? These guys keep throwing balls of wood at each other. And Pokemon or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just two people having to fight. Why does this got to be in front of our children, like Vampirina? Why does she have to be a vamp? Why does Vampirina have to be a vampire in front of children as a little girl, spooking everybody out with her mom? Because that's what the show is all about.
Oh, yeah.
But it's the same thing with other shows. It's the same type of shit.
It's like humanization. Like they dehumanize other things, but there's like an effort to humanize what they already are, which is like monsters. What they've been, they're kind of like pushing it into their head because that's what they claim them as.
It's all hiding in plain sight. Yeah, you know, the death things, like with Grimm, the Angel of Death, Grimm is in a cartoon. The cartoon is called Grimm and exposes a lot of secrets, like Satan, you know, uniting the internet and the underworld. You know, they show you this, the internet, the whole Ethernet shit. This is not an accident. You think he named ether on accident? No, that shit. Just like I say, laugh it up. He named it ether back then because it's what it is. We have an Ethernet cable. The fifth element is the ether. This is that mythical element that we have in everybody's house now. I don't care if it's spying on us or not. We still have this tool here in our home to apply with our blood selflessly, and it's not illegal to make an atonement for your soul. It's not illegal to stay in here at Satan when all your leaders swear in the Bible. If you think there's someone out there trying to plot against the devil, the minute you start plotting against the devil, it's just, it's like digging a grave for yourself. The devil I don't want anything from you. I'm going to get us all to the garden. I'm not trying to get anything. What I'm saying to you is for you to attach yourself, like, they come after me. And I mean, the universe can see everything. I can tell you that. You know,
it's like that free energy Tesla was talking about.
Like you see the nun with the cry, Father, help me stop with these, or whatever, stop with these impure thoughts or something like that. You know, what will happen to people is that the thought process, if you think you have control of your thought process up till now, you've been mistaken. You've had no control over it. You went to school and all this shit. Now you watch TV and all these things are making, you see a particular handbag and now you want to go up and get that handbag. Your girlfriend or your wife will see the handbag. Hey, what I want for Christmas? I want that handbag. I want this. You know what I mean? They see these things, and they're drawn to them because an idea was placed in their head. A commercial showed a Hardee's burger, and now you want a what? A Hardee's burger. So everything, yeah. People think they have control of their own brain, but now you're starting to get it because once you know reality and you start to see what's really going on, like reverse speech, then you get control of your reality. Nobody outside of this type of shit really has control. I see all these videos about witches and all these people, how to make love spells, this. People, I have a client ask me to do this for them, mix up this in my cauldron and make a spell. I never seen one single person want something self. Why do they got to get money? It's a client. I got to get money for this power that I supposedly have to get you money, but I can't even get myself money, or I wouldn't be doing fucking stupid YouTube videos. You know what I mean? You'd be doing something different, like. You would just be doing something different. So, like when people say they take money for doing tarot card readings or psychic readings, you're so filthy, sickly, reverse of psychotic. I mean, or psychic. You've gone into psychotic because you can't see basic shit of reality that becomes inescapable, that there is no possible way and then not be able to even. No.
It's fucking
So,
retarded. It's fucking retarded. Exactly.
Yeah. I think I'm starting to see just people differently. Like one of the deciding factors is whether they think the Earth is flat or not. Because if they don't see that, it's like black or white.
well, you got to tell them there's a mechanism of reality that it's a mechanism. If I'm going to try and get into somebody about flat Earth, I'm going to explain to them the real mechanism of reality. Yeah, I'll describe them. It's not about flat Earth. It's about the mechanism that you're in a machine. Mm-hmm. You're literally in a machine that was built to contain us. Like they showed you in Ghostbusters. Like it's a ghost that they're capturing. The person had to clearly die for it to become a ghost for them to capture. So you die outside of this matrix. You're trapped in this box with these beams. Your soul is brought back to a station, placed in there. They scrub the box. Now you're in the box. They can take out this collector and go grab another ghost. You see what I'm saying? That ghost that was collected is now in where? In the X box. That's where you're in right now, that X box. It's a book of life because it's a mission of 144,000 people that are inserted in here to wake up. It's sort of like, if we don't wake these fuckers up, look, I'm not going to fail this mission. This is simple shit for me. I don't seem to be bothering me. What's to stop? I mean, it's like I say, I'm a plumber. You're going to pull me over in my truck and harass me on my way up to the job. It's like I'm a normal person. There's nothing to... You can check all my phone calls. I don't get phone calls unless they're my wife, my son, my father. You know, I don't commute. There's nothing to attach to. There's... You know what I mean? Look at his communication. He's talking to this guy and starting... What?
I try and keep
it. There's nothing. Yeah. No fucking way. I'm just telling you. We gotta wrap it up.
Pardon me for a moment.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead. For a moment.
Oh.
Hey, you know, just so you know, everything that's connected to electrical, whatever it is, I don't care. Internet, everything's being recorded. It's all being kept in a database. They spend billions of dollars on it to collect everything. Your phone, when you think it's off and just sitting there, it's literally recording every sound. The camera's actually recording nonstop. It's all streaming right back. It's like a black hole. It sucks in everything and delivers it directly to a specific place.
Well, even when you delete stuff from your phone, it's not gone. Like you can still find it. It's like there's levels of like.
Yeah, but for you to have something to delete, you had to have something that you created to delete. And that's what was created, was already placed into that thing. Whether you delete it or not in your head, even if you think it's deleted or evaporated and shit, that data has already been sent to the collection place. It's that Google is the NSA. Not that it's working with the NSA, it is the fucking NSA. Microsoft is not working with the NSA. It is the fucking NSA. The internet is not working with the NSA. The internet was created by this, America has the place where all the collection of data is. I don't care where you are in this world. They can show you that they're fighting on TV. Kim Jong-un is this. Kim Jong-un is a CIA place. It was set up specifically to project in whatever organization. You don't have to say CIA. Whatever that power is, has set this up as a movie studio, just like everything on TV is fake. Kim Jong-un's big red button, people actually buy that shit. That's like a Staples button. Come on. That's a joke. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. All right, I know we've seen rockets go up and shit like that, but if you think a thermonuclear device is happening, look, people say, you're going to be putting FEMA camps and all this shit. You're going to put yourself in a FEMA camp first. It's because people that rule over you don't get their hands dirty. You're the ones who do it to yourselves. It's that you're your own slave master. You're your own worst enemy, and you don't see it. That's how it is. And I'll tell you it again. You know what I've said to you. It just hasn't sunk in. When it sinks in, you might actually tell somebody, like your boss or a friend, the type of shit I say, and just test out the waters. If you're penalized for this type of shit, trying to show them the truth, you know, to save their life, and you do get fired, I assure you, the universe will send you to the next place quick, where you'll get double the amount of money, double the amount of respect. And if that fucker does it again, you'll go to the next fucking place. And it'll just keep unfolding because you were standing in truth the whole time, not worrying about who? Yourself. The only reason you would say that to somebody, knowing it could possibly harm you because this is your boss, he's going to flip out. He's going to say something to you. The only time you might suspect your boss might not say that to you, hold on, I'm going to show you in a good example.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay over there, lady? All right. Hi.
Hey, you might see me on my plumbing videos. You know, I might have a clipboard in my hand or something. Any case. So, like me, I'm not worried about losing a job. It's just over broke. For heaven's sake, every time losing a job is good. Then you get to go for something bigger and better. I know people get flipped out if they lose a job or something like that, but there are no accidents. And I'm going to give you an example. Like, now you go to a new company and they want you to fill out, like you're a plumber or something. They give you a stack of shit like this because they want to make sure you know codes, laws, gas versus water. In any case, you get to like a page like this and they're asking you questions like this. Just give you an example. You know, we expect you to be willing to learn and grow, and they, you know, first and foremost, you come first. You know, if you have any problems, come to us. You know, we're not just gonna fire out of the blue or something. You know, but what I'm saying is they go on to real deep shit here. You know, we expect you to be good to your family and friends and shit like that. Treat everybody with respect. You know, have a spiritual connection with the company, your environment, the customer, and the world. You know,
Wow.
the type of shit that's in this shit. I was, you know, here at this company, we pick out 10 things that describe you, and all of them like wisdom, understanding, spirituality, justice, self-discipline, emotional stability, harmony. Yeah, it's all simplest type shit in here. I mean, there was nothing related to. It's just literally in it. Caring of others, teamwork, gentleness, patience, humility, giving. You know, love, strength. What I'm saying is that this type of stuff, one employer to the next, they're not all the same. One plumbing company, they're a bunch of slobs. Owners are fucking drug addict. The next one, maybe it's not like that, but they just don't have their shit together. They're nothing like this other one over here. It just happens to be the biggest one, but they're the most spiritual one. You know what I mean? They're not where they are because the owner was a dumbass. You know what I mean? That this is not an accident. There are no fucking accidents. If you have to go through 3 or 4 jobs to find that one company that's like this, you know what I mean? Discovering all this, having fun with this shit, most of you are scared to take risks because you all live paycheck to paycheck. Understand it. I understand it. But at some point, you see something like the company you're working for might be dirty. They're cutting corners. They want you to stand there and do this and that for the company and, you know, take responsibility for something that they're going to. What I'm saying is that when you see stuff like this and, you know, if you see stuff like that and you continue to play along, you don't find your exit plan quick. You know, you have 1 or 2 things. One, you can ignore it, go on, keep going on, whatever. You can try and change it. There's things that you can do, but I know a lot of you guys in fear, like you think you need a reference or something like that. You go to another company, and some of you do, unless you have like a real skill or trade where they could actually test you with like a stack of papers like this. Do you know what to use when you're doing this particular thing versus this particular thing? How deep can the pipe be? You know, when you have a real skill that they can measure, that's sort of like a different thing. You don't need references because they're going to fucking test you. They're going to give you a shot. If you step in, I'm a real wizard. You know your reckoning day is going to come. If you said that to somebody and you didn't fucking have your shit together, you may have gotten whatever it was that you wanted when you went to that employer and they decided to give it to you, but your day of reckoning will come up quick. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, like when I say this type of trade thing is good to have, because a trade sort of puts you in control when you have real type of shit. If you say like you're the greatest salesperson in the world or something, well, you're working on a commission. The company has nothing to lose. You're the greatest. You can work on commission then, right? How could you be the greatest sales guy in the world and never work on commission and make a living? That's impossible. How could you be? So, you know, what I'm saying is that, you know, people say, well, I'm a good salesperson. That's a trade. I could still ship or ice to Eskimos, ship to a farmer, right? But the minute you say you're working on commission at the new whatever, you can see where the pussies go. I mean, one thing is that the weak separate themselves out quick. They don't stand on they're not able to stand on their own 2 feet. You see what I'm saying? So at some point you'll figure out what you're doing at the place of employment that you're doing, and then you'll realize that there are other people competing with that business. And if this fucking guy's a dickhead, surely they can't all be dickheads out there. And you're going to find the one that's not a dickhead. So maybe however you do, whether you do it Indeed, where you fill out one little thing and then you send resumes to every one of these guys from the comfort of your cell phone, and then they call you back and say, come in for an interview. This is all made so easy for you. There's really no excuse for people to have the type of fears that they have today about, like, I'm not worried about shit. I know, you know, that if you lost your job or that's not an accident. That's the universe telling you there's an open door over here. You better jump on it quick. People are like flipped out by this stuff. I know. It's sort of like, you know, if you get into a bar fight and you got punched out, the next morning when you wake up, you should realize you should stop being a dick to people.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut and you'll stay out of trouble. That's what my mom used to always say.
That's a good example. That's as good as that.
Yeah.
That's the way life is.
I mean, I don't really worry about stuff anymore because, like, I feel like you personally pointed out that so much of the stuff that we're supposed to worry about is fake. That I can see this happening way easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a matter of blood at this point.
It is. Look, you know,
It is.
like a person could, like, when people say, you don't understand, I live in a real bad place. I live in a ghetto or something like that. Really, you know. So that's the case. And the people you fear most, you should probably go to and say, look, you're a pretty scary dude to me. Here's a little thing. I think we should be like, blood thick, blood, you know. Well, whatever it is that makes you, what I'm saying is that somehow you would unite people together that make that fear, that you fear. If you fear somebody, like in your, where it is that you live, work, or whatever, there's always a day of reckoning where you have to come to that fork in the road where you're going one way or the other. You're going to let yourself get mugged out in front of your own house, like, you know, or something like, you're going to eventually realize that there's people that you care about, you need to protect. And you have to maneuver in such a way that it's not going to come back on you. I mean, you know, there's got to be a way. And when you become selfless, then that way presents itself. It really does. I think we can see that now. I mean, I'll tell you this. I don't want wealth. You'll never see me in a suit with a tie like a new suit. You know, you won't see me sporting a Rolex. You'll never see me trying to outdo somebody else when it comes to anything fancy. I never want to outdo somebody. That's like the stupidest thing I personally could do as the devil. You understand me? Everybody else, I would want to be outdoing me. You know, I'm pushing you guys up. I'm like flip everything on its head. You know. Yeah. I don't need anything fancy. I don't want nothing fancy. I'm just happy to be in a fucking work van and a place to go where I can film the next day if I want to, and show people that I'm a fucking meek person, you know. And I'm in the complete reverse. You want your fame, your wealth, your fortune, all that shit. You ain't going nowhere. You're so selfish. If a genie popped before you, the last thing you would say to the genie is, "Show me a way where I could use these wishes on you to maybe free you from this bottle you've been stuck in for like how many years?" Surely you want out of that bottle, don't you? You ain't gonna want to go back. Well, I want to be like blood brothers with you. Do you have any blood to spill up? Do genies have blood? A puff of smoke. Do you have any blood? Any spiritual currency? You know, I would do something on this type of level. The angel of death is my blood. You see what I'm saying? You get a genie to pop before you, and you don't make that genie a blood brother or something like this. You say there's demons out there, but you don't get that they're unable to spill blood. That's why you have to put a blood on that sigil for them to even come and notice you or stuff. And people say, "Well, you're going to be possessed by a demon." You should be so lucky to be possessed as long as you're selfless. That's what you need to be. It's selfless. This is something that people never get. Like when you watch like the EA co-editing, whatever that guy is, and the other guy's talking about this stuff. No. So if they had any power, surely they would have been sitting over here talking the shit I'm talking with the reversals and all the shit. There's no way to escape it. All that shit he talks. Now, I don't care how many rituals he shows you on TV. I don't need no fucking candles or anything like that. I'll show you. It's your blood. Show me one fucking pen. I mean, now, yeah. People are scared of this shit completely.
Oh, yeah.
Completely scared of this shit. I've taken this demon shit so fucking far. I'm telling you. Let me see you get your girlfriend or wife or anybody to just go get those demon biscuits. They're shaped like that for a reason. Sigils are made on those round things, are they not? Are they? Yes, they are. What you're taking is, when you take the body and blood of Christ, what you are taking is a demon biscuit. Get that straight. It's a fucking demon biscuit. It just hasn't hit you yet.
Some of them even have like a little cross.
It's the body and blood of Christ. You have it spread, dip your pen in the blood, and you write on the demon biscuit a very specific sigil. And you would eat it. You would write it on front and back with the blood. And it would be the selfless blood of a woman who's given it through her menses blood specifically. Now, other ways, like they showed you, the Mayans would spill this menses blood from the guy said in the video, blood from the genitals. It's menses blood coming from a pussy that was placed. Woman would take the papyrus, go like this. You fucking sick fucks that want to do this ritual, you go like this and say, here's my pussy blood. Now burn it and inhale. What I'm saying is that the woman that was affording this, they couldn't get the favor of that force without, the gods most like this particular type of blood. It's rebirth and fertility. Rebirth and fertility. Menses blood specifically for rebirth and fertility. This whole concept of what's inside this mythical stuff, it's so fucking powerful. It might take people a long time to really figure this shit out. Like when I was saying the whole vampire thing, don't fucking go on and tell me about how vampires bite into people's necks when there's a whole bunch of women or virgins out there bleeding their pussies. They're nonstop. How many bitches you know on the rag right now? You know what I'm just saying? It's just, come on.
That's what I've been telling people. Like, I've been telling people that lately. Like, or not people. I told a couple people. Like, really, you really think people are biting people's necks? Like, you really do have females. Youth females, they bleed out their vagina.
Every freaking month. What I'm saying is that this is counterintuitive. There's no healing stem cells in there. That wasn't supposed. The blood in your neck wasn't specifically directed to that part of your body so that it could birth a baby out your neck. You're not going to birth a baby out your neck. There's no healing stem cells in the blood that's in your neck for a vampire to bite. There's no gain in this. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's absolutely, and for you to drink the blood of a child when you can just go to where the child's blood does not have that healing stem. It's that the stem cells have already turned into one of the other cells. If you take a stem cell and you place it in a petri dish and you put it in front of the sun, it's going to turn from the UV light into a skin cell. If you put it under this, it's going to turn into a bone cell. If you put it under this, it's going to turn into a heart cell. What I'm saying to you is that it could turn into these other cells. It's a stem cell. That's why stem cells are so important, because they can regenerate and do shit that other cells can't do, because they haven't decided what they're going to be yet. Skin, bone, hair, nails, this, that, brain. It could be whatever it wants. So this type of thing, the stem cell then turns out to be that computer thing that everybody's looking for. That it's like to report. That's that mythical creation stuff. It's that you're birthed into this world through a woman. If she's menstruating, you missed your chance. You got to wait till she's ovulating, before you can get her pregnant. You're not going to get her pregnant while she's having her period. It's that you've missed your chance, and now all that goodness that was supposed to go to a baby is now coming out. This type of stuff is so powerful. They made you flip out, which somehow you can see women on YouTube telling you all the miracle shit that goes, and doctors telling you how their hair went from this to that, and now they got energy to cure their girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is, even then, none of these people are using this stuff selflessly. It's not. They haven't gotten. It's between a man and a woman when they come to pass to a certain rite, where they drink it together and then give up their own blood sacrifice into the earth mirroring each of them off, like they show you. What I'm saying to you is that nobody's going to get this shit. It's so far beyond everybody. I don't care what mythical book you pull up. They'll say dangerous magic books that will make you end up killing yourself or something like that. They say all the time, but people who possess this book end up dying or something like that. Okay. What I'm saying is the books that are out there don't contain, the basic understanding is that you need to make an atonement for your soul. That's basic knowledge. The atonement for one, only blood, for the life of the flesh is in the blood to make an atonement for your filthy soul. This is like a thing that surely everybody would know because we've all heard it or something throughout our life. Just the life is in the blood, right? The life of the flesh is in the blood to make an atonement for your soul. And animal sacrifices are insufficient. If you never heard it, that's what it is. So ignorance of the law does not excuse you of the law, and this just turns out to be your Creator's law, which is the biggest one of all. It's what it is. I mean, you're worried about this law, that law, that law. The Creator's law is atonement for your soul is through blood. Now, the shedding of blood, there cannot be any atonement without the shedding of blood, and it has to be selfless blood, not the. So you say, well, how do I shed it? Well, the Mayans just they put blood on a piece of paper and burn it, and that was their atonement. It was what I'm saying is that here we are in the future, and I'm listening.
So
go ahead.
We're not taking the Bible literally. That's what I was trying to ask that earlier, and I was just getting flabbergasted.
I take the Bible.
But we're not taking. Go ahead. You take the Bible what?
I'm standing here. No, listen. This is funny. I'm standing here as Satan on the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
So I do take it literal. Your leader's swearing it. All of you guys have been throwing all your money and wealth into this shit for how long? You go to a church, you put me, and all your leaders were on TV, blah, 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 you think you're a Muslim, you're good. But it's separation of church and state. Then why the fuck is your president all swearing on Bible since day fucking one? Don't tell me that the Bible doesn't have some mythical power being in every fucking hotel room, that the Pope is owning the world. So as far I take the Bible in a literal sense, but you're thinking of it in the past. I'm telling you, it's talking about now, here in the future, rather than the past. It encompasses a whole bunch of things, but it's outside of the people's understanding. You're still thinking this shit in the past. Okay? Now, switch carpenter to plumber, and now...
Thank you.
Jesus, and now we're here in the future with the fucking Bible that Satan is standing on, and we never seen Jesus shaped like a lamb with horns on his head. We know that they always show Satan with the horns like a lamb, and we know Jesus, the Lamb of what? God. So covered in blood is not Jesus always red when you see him because he died for your sins, and he's covered in blood. No, it's always Satan who's red, who's covered in blood because he's made it, and he's still living because he made an atonement for his filthy soul before he died. So he's going to make it to the Holy Grail. He's going to live, and there's no way to fuck this up. So
there's not. For people not to be able to see it, I watched you and Venus's interview last time, or when you two were talking, and it was about an hour and 11 minutes. But just you hear what you say, and you at some point you understand what you're saying, and it clicks. It just starts to click, and it makes you want to laugh, just makes you want to laugh, and it's just like, wow, really? Are you serious?
And look, they show you in The Preacher, God's an absentia. They show you in the movie, God is missing. They had a dummy guy play God and say, and they took him away because he gave away, no, we can't find him, he's missing. He's in absentia for a reason. He's handed angel of death here as like my protector. You understand me? So now, cook this frog slowly. We're standing here clearly for a long time with blood. I'm clearly stating and showing you all this shit of Satan with the reversals. Show me some. You'll never see any other being with these types of reversals. With the I am Satan. No. I've got a portfolio of shit that just happens to be there by accident. But there are no accidents. This is unfolding like a book. It's way too real at this point for me. Like you see me make a video putting that blood on that skeleton thing, and I'm telling you that box is a mythical box, and it holds all the souls. Since I put in my blood as Satan, I captured those souls. Nobody is stepping across it. Look at the box. It says, he holds the spear, holds the fate of the universe. Because I'm the one stepping across first, and I'm not going to come back like this with a big middle finger. The only reason I'm able to step across because I'm not going to flick you a bird and say, fuck off, you're all stuck in hell now. I mean, this is what I'm saying. This is not an accident. they show you in Hellboy. The angel of death took what out of Hellboy's thing and saved his life. Took it and then dropped it on the floor, and the guy's like, what about me, the guy with the wheels? Right? He picked up that shiny little piece of metal in Hellboy at the end, where the angel of death saves Satan, where the fire girl says, save him, save him. If you save him, that's going to be the end of the world. Just do it. I got to have my Hellboy. And the angel of death saves. She puts up a sacrifice. It's sort of like my wife putting up a sacrifice. It's the same story. It's in every freaking movie, like The Mummy. The woman puts up the sacrifice. She tries to save the, you know what I mean? It's that nurturing thing has to be in somebody, you know, for them to get this favor of this force. You have to be willing to live for this, not die for this cause. To die for the cause is no good. That's counterintuitive. For you to have to fight with somebody is ridiculous. I'm not going to go, you know, die for a cause. There's nothing to die for. You're already dead. If you don't join this, you're just going to continue to fade away like everybody else fades away. Your grandma faded away. Your great-grandma faded away. Now you just have pictures of them. Shit like that. Letters. Keepsakes. Hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
You know, your inheritance. Something that was you inherited from them dying. You need to get a death certificate. And everybody's greedy. They want their death certificate. They can collect mom's house and mom's money. And when I see that shit, it's like, you know, it becomes very sick to me that people are living for other people to die. Now, I mean, that's what I see. People, like a woman might marry a man and want to knock him off to get his wealth. She's living solely to make sure that this guy dies so she gets his wealth. You know it's just going to unfold bad for this person. The whole universe, you know, sees that stuff. And even though you think nobody sees you, I assure you the gods or the whatever it is, the demons, whatever it is, I don't care if you call them angels, demons, if they were so fucking powerful, they'd be here in the flesh doing this shit for me, would they not?
Oh, yeah. They would.
Yeah.
But they
Nothing
can't.
selfish about them. I don't want to accumulate wealth. Do you understand me? Everybody else wants to accumulate more trinkets, more wealth, more shit. They can't wait to get a new car. Their old one sucks. I enjoy. I know for sure my beat-up car is not going to be, you know, stolen by somebody. You know what I mean? It's just, I know by not wearing that Rolex like I used to, I'm not going to be mugged anymore. There's nothing that you see on me that says I got it. And we know there's a lot of greedy fucking sick fucks out there, right?
Oh, yeah. Sad.
Everybody wants that to do a nicer handbag, nicer this, nicer that. They're dooming themselves. All that shit cannot buy you happiness. It can only rent the fuck out of your happiness, and at some point, it's all going to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
And when it collapses, it's going to be hard because, you know, I've had a lot of shit and I've lost shit, and what I'm saying is that you have to go through this shit to appreciate, you know, when you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. You know, what are you going to take from me? I mean, it's just fun. You know, people are really worried about shit. I mean, they're going to lose their house or something like this. I mean, their minds are not focused on what's really important. Everything, you know, you know, people, you know, it's like to be poor or whatever, eat noodles all day or whatever like that. You know, even if I had all the food in the world and all the money, I would still go for the noodles just to make an image that I don't, you know, I don't have to have a filet mignon and all that shit. If I went to a restaurant, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm not like that. Some people, they're so snooty and shit. I got to apartment, this apartment, and then I got so much limousine. But I mean, when I see this type of shit, I mean, it's just funny to me. No, they cannot grasp what they've done to themselves.
They dug their own. They're gonna suffer. They'll suffer. They can potentially suffer. You know what I mean?
You can't be all money, 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 and then spiritual at the same time. The two don't mix.
Yeah.
Two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they show you that man. He abandoned all his wealth and he went out to the mountains for a long time, and then he finally came back after how many years of living in the mountains with no money, no nothing. He was like, oh, here. What I'm saying is that he was living off the land or whatever. He broke away from the money and went and beat himself up somehow. It's sort of like, you know, I'm beating myself. I'm going out doing plumbing, getting burns. I'm doing this. I'm growing spiritually. I can see shit. I know what it means to be a slave. I know what it means to get hurt. I know. I mean, I see it. I'm actually in this position because it's for a very specific reason. You maybe Will Smith played Lucifer or the devil in a show. show was it on
Who
Cinemax?
did? Will Smith?
Will Smith. He played Lucifer, the devil. And they show you him. He's in a very small accommodation. He has no wealth. He's not a collector of shit by any means. I assure you. This is nothing to do with the physical type shit that people attach it. The joke is when you see people talking about selling their soul to the devil for wealth, fame, fortune, that is literally the most ridiculous thing in the world. What happened to forgiveness for your filthy soul, eternal life, passage into the ground? Where did all that shit go? It's impossible. No. There's no fucking way that you think that was the prize. Fame, money, fortune, power. You think that's the prize, and that's the joke.
Silly human slave.
I mean, it becomes more clear and clear every day that the real power is in the knowledge of the eternal life. And you know, all the shit tells you, movie after movie and all this other shit, like in The Mummy, there had to have been the selfless blood put up first to open up that gate, that thing for this to happen. You see what I'm saying? That it was through the blood. I need to be sacrificed on a cross. I just need to put up a pinprick over some specific words. As on earth as it is in heaven, this type of benefit of all. Nothing to do with me, you know. I'll take the smallest portion of the pie. You know what I mean? This type of thing. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. Even your greatest shaman and people out there, you never seen them do this heaven on earth, blood atonement type thing publicly.
None of it. It was never selfless, really, for the most part.
Yeah. You see them like being carried around on like gold chariots.
And when people talk this stuff about demons, anybody talking about demons out there, I mean, these guys are fucking. The only way you're going to know this is when you do this type of shit. I mean, it's kind of cool, like you guys put your blood on the sigils front and back. But I'm telling you, go get a fucking demon biscuit and somehow take a pinprick, maybe mix up your blood with some waters. But if you can do the demon sigil front and back the way I showed you and swallow it, this is something that nobody could ever possibly show you except me. Do you understand me? Wouldn't be out unless you showed it to you. If you're talking about being possessed, is a demon going to possess you? You know, you hear the reversals I do clearly. They're so fucking clear. You'd have to say, it's not like you're playing a record backwards or you're playing your president talk backwards, like when David John Oates, he plays like 20 words and then does like a 3-word reversal. Where the fuck did all the syllables go? Nobody's catching that? Oh, this guy's a fucking retard, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you have to like go back and forth.
Minutes, he'll show you. The person says blah 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 blah, and out of that blah 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 blah, there's not enough syllables. I say lap it up. When you hear it backwards, go to hell. There's a syllable that matches with the syllable. Do we understand that?
Syllable.
But what I'm saying is that the shit that these guys are showing or whatever, you know, it looks like that you know he's bored with the whole thing. I mean, and I'm sure he goes along with whatever it is, like, you know, because he was like a part of this baby. He brought the software to everybody, but he's clearly lost interest in the real mechanism here. There's a real mechanism here, and it tells you something, that it goes beyond your subconscious. It's that the words, I say, lap it up. It doesn't matter who says it. You say those words, lap it up, heard in reverse, it's go to hell. You heard it with your own device. You can hear it in my video. And what I'm saying to you, anybody can say it's not just my subconscious, is it? It's written into the word itself. So each word having its power, you know, let's say, lap it up. You know, how many syllables is that? It came out as lap it up, one word, but it was 3 syllables that made up. And what I'm saying is, lap it up is 3 words that made up this one blurb. You know, like, lap it up. You know, fuck you. You know, these types of things that people say all the time. How many times you hear kids say, oh, fuck off, you fucking dickhead. Kids love to curse each other. You ever see kids curse each other? They're nonstop. You dickhead, you fuckhead, you dick. If a parent was around, they'd be in complete shock. You know, that's how kids are when there's no adults around. It's sort of like when you couldn't get enough at first. these words, they're never going to figure out the power behind the words.
Right.
Like the symbol. We know this means what? Fuck you. It's a
Fuck
symbol.
you.
We know it matches up. We know this ring around the wedding ring finger matches up to a specific things that if you meet a woman at a bar and you have a wedding ring on your finger and you're out of town, you're symbolizing that you are a married man. If you're going to go bang that chick, you know, that's adultery. And the universe is picking up on it. And as a wedding ring, it's in the symbol of Saturn, like your earring and your necklace. And, you know, everybody's bonded to Saturn. You don't have to like...
That, you know, wearing a wedding ring, is that, you know, it feeds energy to Saturn. It feeds energy, you know. Do we pervert these things and make them, you know?
Listen, Saturn's a god of 1,000 names. Look, everything's already been too perverted. At this point, everything's so perverted, I'm trying to unpervert it, you know, by reversing everything, showing you what it is. If I say God loves you and you hear we will die, I'm now unperverting what you've been taught. Yes or no?
Yeah.
When somebody sneezes, you say, God bless you, and now you hear it backwards, says, we shall die. Why the fuck would you ever say God bless you to someone ever again? If you heard I love you backwards, like I showed you with the Superman, now we shall die. Now we shall die. Clearly, he says, Lois, whatever the name was, Lana, I love you. And now we shall die was exactly what you hear. And you know, what I'm saying is that's impossible shit. How is it that all of us say I love you and it's all love, 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 love? No, it's supposed to be worship of each other. God threw Satan out of heaven because he wouldn't bow down and worship of God's creation, which was made in his image, called man. So he was cast down into this fucking fucked up place to live amongst all these fucking zombies and actually become one of them. So he could lead them out. How can I lead you out of slavery if I can't jump into slavery? You know what I mean? Absorb it all, learn to love it and take over it. Somehow apply it in this way where, oh yeah, it's the meek that inherit the earth. This is where I'm supposed to be. You know, I don't want to be casual. I don't want to make, for heaven's sakes, that wouldn't make me meek. Would you trying to do everybody with a fancier ring? I mean, like this year, Satan having the big Sweet 16 party on South Park, and he's got to have a Ferrari cake. And if it's not a Ferrari cake, and in the end, he's all cool. He's like, come on, even let the priest in and everybody out in the street, whether you got a bracelet on or not. Just let them all in. You know, it's no soul left behind. I'm not kicking anybody out of the party. If anybody's leaving this party, it's because they left on their own type of thing. They're just flipped out that this guy standing here is Satan. They don't get it. When you say, do I take the Bible seriously? Go ahead and reverse some passages in the Bible, and then you tell me not to take it seriously. If you don't, you're missing this whole underlying feature of reality. Why is there one in every freaking courtroom? Why is the president of the most powerful man in the free world swearing on it? Of all people.
It's there for a reason. Yeah, it's there for a reason.
And the Pope, all these guys who go to church, do they tell you anything about it? They read the same shit of a book every week, and you're not any smarter after 2,000 years of what you're fucking telling me? You're not any closer to the Holy Grail? I mean, come on. No. It's impossible. There's no accident. There's no excuse at this point for somebody not to see it. You can't blame me. You can't blame your creator. Your creator is not heartless. It's only 144,000 Book of Life, so there's no excuse for you. You know what? It's not billions of people I got to wake up. It's only 144,000. You know what I mean? That's it. This is the greatest thing. So when you think he's heartless, it's no soul left behind. If you can't wake up these first batch, then think about it. Everybody should really be doomed. You know. And if you think anybody's getting at this, if you hear the Illuminati, they're going to wipe out and reduce the planet. Look, if any of us are going, they're going too. Make no mistake about it. No military, no CIA. It's the children that they're recruiting. Look, the TV commercials that your children are seeing, they're your children who are being recruited into the military when they see that Army commercial. Come join the Army. We'll pay for your college. Look, that was your child they were pitching that ad to. So what I'm saying to you is that if it ever came to what you guys are suggesting, that would mean that your own children were going to do that to your parent. I mean, to their own parents and brothers and sisters who hold them as heroes in this regard as being in this military position. And now you're going to put us in. That you would be the one who had to do it to yourself. See what I'm saying? It's that the intelligence, depth of things. For them to keep things together, they have to set up like a city like Newton where they can pull it off, or like Langley, where there's enough people in there that are working with this hidden hand to pull the shit off. Okay, so what I'm saying, everything's fake as far as I'm concerned. I mean, just shut your news on. Whatever you hear in the news. I mean, whenever you hear Donald talking about, you gotta understand this is an actor.
Right.
They put on TV, I grab pussies and shit. I mean, they go at each other. Look, when they're in the debate, you see these two going at each other. You're this, you're that. If you think they're really against each other, that was all set up, word for word, to gain a reaction.
My world turned upside down is when he became president. I said, if he becomes president, I'm moving out this country. He became president too. I can't believe it. I didn't move out the country, but I figured out the Earth wasn't a ball.
It's like I'm moving to the country. The cunt is like where we're going. Yeah. We're going to put ourselves in that bloody water, where the tree of life is coming. That cunt